Hello, wayward sons of Mother Earth and daughters. I'm going to say a little something on what dark times do to you. I think in one of my previous videos I talked about this dream vision I had in the past, one of the more powerful ones that stuck with me. And that was of a seed, like a meteorite, a seed just coming down, from the above, hitting the earth, going deep down, burying itself in the underworld, and then a plant growing up from the darkest regions up, and then breaking out of the soil, going all the way up, and then its leaves were basking in a kind of beautiful white light, a bit like this lovely sunshine that we have here right now. And this kind of stuff, it's all very beautiful, and I love this kind of thing, but we know that doesn't always get through in the darkest of times, and there's always two ways of looking at everything, and everything is a contradiction, and you're left with choices and the underlying patterns of your own mind, your own experiences, the ways that you react. And then there's that, those aspects inside of you that are wishing to grow and break old patterns and push through. If we were perfect, there would be no need to embrace the spiritual path, because we'd already be perfect. So it's not about getting everything right every day, as far as I can see now from my my current position, but underneath the cloak is the darkness of previous times, and I will always carry that with me, and don't know what's ahead. I do have a fair idea, because there's things that I want to achieve. Everything's slightly different to how you might imagine most things, but eventually it's good to maintain that will, that focus, that that self-belief. But what I'm really getting at here is how it's possible to see everything as a challenge, to see everything as running against you or indifferent. And one of the ways that I have reconfigured my mind, in terms of having that on the edge of my consciousness, at the same time as having an absolute certainty in a higher truth, a place to be reached, a process of growth. So that's in juxtaposition against just how fucked up the world can be. Now, being a metalhead and a bit of a rebel, that guy who got expelled from school and he's been through a divorce, and I wouldn't want to paint a picture of myself as taking on that mantle all the time. It's more complicated than that. I would say the reason these things have happened is because I was still growing, and I am still growing, obviously. Being a rebel, Now, what do you want to rebel against? If you rebel against everything, everything will turn upon you tenfold. If you, quoting Jordan Peterson again, because this is such a beautiful notion, if you embrace responsibility, everything gets better. But you're used to being a rebel. You realize the power in that, right? And as someone has expressed to me recently, there are blessings in faults. Stir all that up in the pot. If it helps you get along, what you need to rebel against is, if you see the world as being unfair, if you see the world as a cold, dark place, a savage garden, and you're also aware of those higher ideals and you want those higher ideals, then embracing those higher ideals in the midst of the savage garden is a rebellion in itself. And the only kind of rebellion that will ever get you anywhere. I felt like lecturing this morning for some reason. So there you go. Have that. Oh, I'm smiling more these days, but I'm really thankful for the darkness that I carry with me under that cloak. And it shall be my greatest ally in my positive rebellion. Have a wonderful day.